Hello, and welcome to Matt and Joe's Media Overload. I'm Matt.
No, you're not. I'm Matt.
Oh, and I'm Joe. And we're here talking. What?
What are we talking about? Just go ahead, Matt.
So anyway, Matt and Joe's Media Overload. We're talking about video games on volume number 2.
Yes, the second installment in an ongoing series of video game related episodes that we're doing occasionally. Just general video game episodes, news, recent games that have come out, kind of reviews. We're going to be doing some of that. Joe, you can give a little more detail on that.
Yeah, so something fairly recent that has just happened is the gentleman that's held the biggest high score for Donkey Kong.
Billy
Mitchell.
Billy Mitchell, yes.
We've just found out that he has cheated.
He's a fraud.
He's a fraud. And if you've ever seen The King of Kong,
Yeah, the documentary.
Fistful of Quarters, I don't know how you wouldn't already think that.
I agree, yeah. It definitely was.
And I mean, he sued or something over that movie, and they made a second
because
one.
of how he was represented
Yeah.
in it. Yeah.
But I couldn't find the second movie for us to watch.
Yeah, we did watch King of Kong.
But I watched the second one.
Yeah.
And that didn't help anything.
But he approved it,
I don't know.
or as far as you know.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. The guy looks like a dick from the beginning. If you're gonna sit there and go, I don't like this documentary because it makes me look like an asshole.
Yeah.
Then hey, guess what? Why don't you not be an asshole?
I mean, he's definitely smug, very full of himself. One of the things that I noticed is just how important he feels his accomplishment is. He talks about himself like he's like a renowned Nobel Prize winning scientist, or
He's God Jesus,
like an astronaut or something.
Yeah.
Like he's bigger than Jesus.
Yeah.
Bigger than the Beatles. I mean, yeah.
And he's got little, if you watch the documentary, he's got little pawns.
Yeah, he does.
Around.
He has.
We play Donkey Kong very well too, but not as well as Billy Mitchell.
Yeah.
So
one guy, I don't remember his name. I want to say it was Brian something.
Yeah.
If you've seen it, you would know. Comment below.
Comment below if you know.
Yeah. That's at Fun World.
Right.
The whole time that the other guy. Well, maybe we should. Well, since I'm around this, the other guy's name is Steve
Weeby,
not Weeb. As
Yeah.
the guy.
They keep calling him Weeb.
The referee keeps calling him Weeb. It's
Jesus
Steve
fuck
Weeby,
Christ.
who, after all of this, and we're going to talk about this more in depth, he currently has the high score record for Donkey Kong. But anyway.
As of right now, the world record holder for playing Donkey Kong on a live arcade 1 million point score is Steve Weeby.
Yes.
With 1,043,000 points, I think.
It's a lot. He also had, and that's tape.
Yeah.
That's tape from his garage.
Yeah.
But he also has the high score record for a live score.
Yeah.
Which is actually in the documentary.
Or something like that.
Yeah, he scores it at
Fun
World by making it to the kill screen level.
Yeah.
Which he was one of only 3 people to ever do that. I think it said.
Right.
Does that still stand?
Yeah.
That still stands.
I think so.
Because the documentary is from 2006, 2007.
Yeah. It's a little older.
Yeah. So anyway, though, back to
how
Billy Mitchell's.
But how long since that documentary came out?
Yeah.
And then we're just now getting to this?
And it's definitely suspicious when you
Isn't
see.
that weird?
Yeah. So what happens in the documentary?
Even when you saw it, you were like, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Because what happens is Steve Wiebe scores his live score record, which also at the time was the high score record, period, beating Billy Mitchell's former record. And when he scores and they put it in, shortly after that, they get a box containing a tape that Billy Mitchell recorded of himself at his home or whatever, playing Donkey Kong and scoring a higher score over 1 million points, which I guess it was the first time anyone had ever scored over 1 million.
Right.
So basically, right after Steve Wiebe set the record, Billy Mitchell was prepared to shoot it down, but it's definitely suspicious. The video kind of gets staticky whenever, not just when he hits the 1 million mark, but pretty much any time the score goes up.
Right.
The video has kind of
starts to go up and like the numbers
yeah.
get all staticky and weird.
Yes, but really only where the score is.
Right.
So, which is even more suspicious. And also, as Steve Wiebe points out, it's odd that Billy Mitchell has always preached, having live scores, and then here he is setting the record on a tape.
Right.
Something that he had never advocated for.
I mean,
it was actually against.
And okay, and so this is where I'm calling. At this point, this is where I'm calling Twin Galaxies out. These people that keep these records.
Yes.
How fucking stupid could you possibly fucking be? The writing's on the wall.
Yeah.
Everyone can see that. And then Billy Mitchell goes and like, this movie made me look like a dick. Well, guess what? Because that's what you fucking are, dude.
There's several points in the documentary where it doesn't just look like he is. He very clearly is. Like when he walks in, not at Fun World where they have the video game set up, and like he walks up and Steve's playing. He's like, "Hey Billy" or something like that. And he just tells his wife, who has like ridiculous like fake boobs.
Yeah, they're obviously plastic.
Yeah. But anyway, that's not the point. He like walks in with his wife and Steve's like, "Hey Billy," he's like, "Yeah, there's some people we should just avoid," or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Such a dick. There was that one part where he's like talking to the guy behind the camera or whatever. He's like, I bet you're wondering what my acronym or what his 3 letters like that you put in for like your name
right
on the video game are. I was like, ass.
It's like USA, and I was like, damn, I should have thought.
Oh, he grabs a Statue of Liberty tie, and the guy's like, TIE. He said, no, what was I wearing yesterday? Or something. Like, he sounds like a dick even then. But yeah, his name he uses is USA. Ass.
Ass? What's my acronym? Ass. That was good, man.
Well, thank you. Thought about that, just kind of.
Yeah, so.
Oh, I never finished talking about his little lackeys, his little.
Yeah,
guys.
Okay.
So at Fun World, he's like trying to. I say he. Steve Wiebe was working on setting the record, and it was very clear that he was going to make it pretty far. And the guy's like calling Billy on the phone the whole time, like giving him a play-by-play of how close he is to like breaking his record. And then the guy like off camera was like talking about like, oh, I always thought I'd be the first one to make it to the kill screen at Fun World. By the way, this guy, I can't remember his name, Brian something, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
He retired at 30.
Yeah.
To move.
Yeah.
To
retired at 30.
I think that just goes to show how serious these guys are about these arcade games.
How? He retired at 30, and I
didn't
wonder
say
how,
what his career was.
Yeah, like how did he have enough money to
devote the rest of his life to Donkey Kong? I have no idea.
Damn. Gotta talk to that guy.
If you could stand him, he seemed a little pretentious.
Annoying.
Yeah. Getting off topic just a little bit because I want to bring it back into these arcade games and King of Kong specifically. Well, I guess I want to ask you about your experience with arcade games. I mean, you grew up during a time when they were pretty prevalent still. At my early days, they were still around, but it was very much a novelty. Like they weren't considered like a major source of entertainment, video game entertainment anymore. But you know, you would go to like pizza places and things like that, and they would still have them. But like I said, you were from that era more, so to speak. So, what's your experience with those types of games? Donkey Kong, play it?
Yeah. Not one of my favorites though. I'll tell you, I played a lot of Atari games.
Atari, yeah.
One of my favorites was Hazard Run,
Hazard Run.
which kind of reminds you of like the Dukes of Hazzard, if you will. It was like a
so
top.
it's car.
Yeah, it's a top down. You're in a car
Uh-huh.
and you're dodging stuff, and then eventually, like once you reach the end of the level, quote unquote, you have to jump. As long as you're going fast enough. You jump this bridge and it goes boo, 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 doo, 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 and you jump over and either you make it or you don't. And if you don't, it like the car it's like a side view. So it's a top down and then goes to a side view, and then it crashes like into the ramp, and then you fall down and an alligator eats you. Hazard Run was one of my favorite Atari type games back from the day.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong, yeah. Man, I played a lot of Galaga.
Now, is that the one with the little alien?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I get it confused with the one where you're
well,
a little.
and the cool thing is that here in like if you go over to Pleasant View, there's a little pizza place, Chris's Pizza.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I have the #1 score on what is it? War 1942, 1492, no 1942, 1942. The first one. I've got the #1 score.
Really?
At the top. Yeah. I used to go. I'd go over there and get like sandwiches.
What's
or
your
pizzas or
acronym?
whatever.
ASS.
No, it's Jeff. No, it's Jeff.
J.
So we should. So sometime like before, you know, too late, or like what we would usually do on the podcast, maybe we should go sometime.
Yeah.
And hit like it's like $1 and you can play like a fuck ton of games.
Really?
Sweet.
Sweet.
But yeah, Galaga, Missile Command, Centipede, those types of games. On the Atari, there was
now,
a game.
one of the guys in the documentary was the Centipede champion, right?
No, Mappy.
I thought one of them mentioned Centipede. I guess that's what it was.
Yeah, one of them mentioned it.
Okay.
I also really enjoyed Wizardry.
Yeah.
But that was an Atari game. But yeah, Missile Command, all that kind of stuff. Joust. Oh, I fucking love Joust.
Yeah.
Hard game, but I love it.
Don't believe I've heard of that one before.
Never played Joust?
Don't believe so. Is
Right.
it jousting?
Well, you're on top of the bird.
Is it jousting though?
Yeah.
On bird? Okay.
Yeah. So you run in, like, but if you run into another one, like, usually you just bounce off. The idea is to jump on top of them. It's to land on top of them.
So it's not jousting. It's more than jousting.
Maybe you'll, you know what? Maybe after we get done with the podcast, I might be able to find it on the old Xbox here.
I'd like to see it.
Because it is one of the, I played that game so much.
Yeah.
And you know what? The other thing about playing some of those old games I used to play is that they would run through the Atari, and then I had a what?
I didn't start the time.
And then there was a cassette tape, Matt, that you had to hit play at the same time, and that's how the audio played.
Really?
Yeah. So you played the game on the screen, and the audio came through the cassette tape.
Odd.
Isn't that fucking weird?
Yeah.
It took a long goddamn time for that shit to set up though. When you set it all up, like it took, I want to say like 10 minutes for it to sync up, and then you went. Yeah. Pretty crazy.
It is.
Anyway.
It is. What about Pac-Man? That's a big one. I think everybody's probably played Pac-Man at
I
some point.
suck at Pac-Man. I'm so bad.
Yeah, I was actually pretty good at it. I had one of those things that, like they plug into your TV, and then they also have batteries.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little joystick and
Yeah.
stuff, and it has like Pac-Man, Dig Dug.
Yeah.
Well, What's the one where it's the red and the blue car and they're like going through the maze? You know what I'm talking about? And like you can leave those trails that they slip on and they'll make them spin around. You know what I'm talking about?
What is that? Yeah.
What's it called?
I don't remember.
If you know,
Comment below.
yeah, put it in the comments. Because I cannot for the life of me think I was pretty good at that one too. That one and Pac-Man were probably my most strongest ones. Yeah, like I said, by the time I was a kid, at least old enough to really play games, the days of the arcade games were pretty much gone. It was more of a novelty.
Yeah.
Like they would just pop up in random places. And
Man, I remember I had a basement in Kentucky, and we got a Nintendo. I had an Atari before, but then we got that Nintendo, and I played Mario and Mario 2
No, we did have a Nintendo when I was a kid.
for the first time, and I was
Yeah.
like, holy shit.
Was Duck Hunt on the Nintendo?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, okay, because I played
Hell
that
yeah.
a lot
Yeah.
when I was a kid.
And it was funny because when I lived in the house in Kentucky, that was when everything first came out.
Mm-hmm.
Which I was actually on the news when the Nintendo came out in the mall. As a
Really?
little kid, yeah. We have it on a little.
Did they talk to you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
On a
cool.
VHS.
What'd you
tape.
say?
I was like.
Wait. Tell me, what did the reporter say?
They were like, "Are you?"
No. Tell me, because I'm gonna say it. We're
Oh.
gonna reenact it right now.
Well, they said, "Are you excited?"
Okay. Here we go.
Yeah.
And we're live. Hello, little boy. Are you excited about the Nintendo?
Wait, am I supposed to react?
Yes, you're you.
Oh.
This is how this works.
Okay.
All right, let's do it again.
Let's do it again.
Hello, little boy. Are you excited about the Nintendo?
Yeah, I'm super excited about the Nintendo.
That's what you said?
No.
What'd you say? Say exactly.
I was
what
like,
you said.
yes. All I said was yes.
That's it?
Yes.
Well, that's lame.
Well, I didn't know what to do.
You should have said something cool.
Huh?
I don't know.
I was like 9.
You just said yes. You have a tape.
They were like, "Are you excited about the Nintendo, little boy?" And I was like, "Yes,
There you hear it, folks. He's excited.
yes."
Moving on.
Megan, if you're listening to this podcast, find that VHS because I know you like collect them or you know where they all are because she's like the archivist for all that shit. Dude.
Yeah.
No joke. My
Uh-huh.
sister is, and find out about that Nintendo video.
I'd like to see it.
It might have been maybe it was Santa Claus.
What do you mean? Maybe it was Santa Claus.
Like maybe it wasn't the Nintendo. Maybe it was Santa.
if you were
Claus.
excited about Santa Claus,
Yeah.
bringing you a Nintendo,
Yeah.
possibly. I don't know.
I can't remember. Or no, I was just talking to Santa Claus, and they were like, "Here's this little boy talking to Santa Claus." Hi, Santa Claus. And he's like, "Hey, little boy."
He responds.
Cut.
Cut. That's great.
I'm not sure. Megan, I'll send you a Facebook message and make sure you listen to this podcast so you can let us know.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Let's get back to King of Kong. You got anything
King
else you want
Kong.
to say about
No, yeah, just fuck you, Billy Mitchell. You fucking piece of shit. Ricky's barbecue sauce.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. He invested all this
Hot
money
sauce or hot sauce
from his fame, quote unquote,
from
into hot sauce.
having a high score on King of Donkey Kong.
Which I mean, I guess is a.
That gets you hot sauce fame.
I mean, as weird as it sounds, it's a good investment.
That's gay as dick.
I mean, it's a good investment. I mean, you can't just ride the Donkey Kong thing forever and expect to make.
How does that make you a hot sauce champion?
I didn't say it made you a champion. I said it was a wise investment to invest in something. He chose hot sauce. It's weird, but it's something.
How does that make you invest in anything?
He had the money, and I guess he figured it won't last forever, so he invested it in hot
If I was the Pac-Man champion, I would not be able to create a hot sauce empire.
Maybe you could.
No.
Maybe you could.
No. How? How? Tell me how.
I don't know.
So I walk up to the bank and I'm like, "Hey guys, I have the Pac-Man record. loan me $2 million.
I don't think that's the point. I think
And they'd be like,
I think
fuck
you're
yeah,
missing.
Joe! Pac-Man champion! Where's the plaque, bro? I'm like, hey,
I think you're
here
missing
you go!
I think you're missing the point here. The point that I'm making is that regardless of how he achieved his fame, which was fraudulent, he still invested wisely.
You saw his parents.
I did see his parents, yeah.
They're fucking ridiculous.
Well, his dad at least seemed kind of...
Ridiculous.
I don't see what this has to do with this hot sauce. I wonder if it's any good.
I mean, I'd try it.
Yeah.
Ricky's hot
You've
sauce.
probably seen we did a couple weeks back a hot sauce taste test video.
Did you hear? Speaking of which, that's a great transition, Matt. Speaking of which, a gentleman competed in a hot pepper eating contest,
Mm-hmm.
and he had to go to the hospital because the Carolina Reaper
Yeah. Killed him.
It didn't kill him.
I know.
But it did something really bad to him.
Like jacked up his stomach. Or,
I mean, it was something like that. I mean, I can't remember the exact, like, what the exact affliction was,
yeah.
but it really, really, really fucked with him, and it was bad.
Mm.
And that was one of those things where that only happens if you ingest, like, those hot peppers, which I did. So,
And
but I
that
guess
could-
he probably ate like 4 or 5 or 6 or some shit. They didn't say.
That's insane.
Yeah, I only ate one.
Really?
Yeah, and
I've
I
never
wanted-
had a Carolina Reaper.
And oh man,
I have eaten ghost peppers. But
I've eaten a ghost pepper too,
yeah, I've eaten.
and I was fine.
Yeah. We
Here's the
grow
thing.
ghost peppers, actually.
Here's the thing about a Carolina
I
Reaper.
feel like I
Okay,
mentioned that in that video. Though.
I ate it one time. My roommate and my girlfriend were in the kitchen. They were having a conversation, and I was just like, "All right, here we go." And because my girlfriend found them at the grocery store, so she was like, "I know you want to try one." So chomp.
Yeah.
Down it went. Just the whole thing, dude. And they were still talking, and I was like, oh. Like, dude, it was hot. Like, I went to the bathroom. I felt like I was going to kind of throw up for a little bit. I didn't, but I felt like I was going to. And then, like, so I'm sweating, like you would imagine. And it kind of wore off, and I had a fucking jug of milk because I knew it was going to be rough. So I'm like chugging that shit, man. Chugging that milk. Right? That doesn't help either because all of that milk in your stomach doesn't help. I mean, it helps kind of kill the burn a little bit, but all that...
The effect on your stomach, it doesn't help. It's just the mouth burn.
Yeah, but all that milk in your
Yeah.
stomach too, like, not good.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm drinking the milk, and it helped for a little bit. And then everything kind of simmers down, right? And then I try to go to bed. And the problem is that pepper, it breaks up, like, in your stomach, and the capsaicin, you know, the Scoville units that they measure it with.
Yeah.
It breaks up and coats your stomach in oil.
Yep.
And it hits you. And you're like, oh no. And I had to get up, went to the bathroom, shat my asshole out.
And it burned.
Burned like I was shitting Lucifer's fucking ice cream. I mean, it was
Ice cream?
yeah, Lucifer's ice cream.
Why would you say ice- why would you say ice
Yeah, because ice cream is like droopy.
Cold?
You know, it's like droopy and hot and fiery.
No, it's not.
No, Lucifer's ice cream.
I don't see,
Fiery ice cream.
I don't see why it would be fiery.
Anyway, so you get done with that, right?
Yeah.
So I'm done with that. Go back to the bedroom. Go to lay down, right?
Yeah.
Trying to go back to bed. The fucking oils hit the stomach again. It's not over. It's not over, my friend.
I'm sure it wasn't.
Back to the bathroom. Lucifer's ice cream. Lucifer's ice cream.
Yeah.
And I want to say that probably happened about 6 times. 6 times.
Really?
I will never, ever, ever eat a Carolina Reaper again unless somebody wants to give me like an insane amount of money, because I did not sleep that night.
I bet you did.
Because I was shitting
Sounds awful.
Lucifer's ice cream.
That sounds awful.
Dude, it was bad.
I would not want Lucifer's ice cream.
Yeah, like it got out, and then I would be like, oh my god, okay, I'm good. When I go back to the bedroom, I go to lay down, and all of a sudden, gurgle, 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 gurgle. Fucking coats your stomach again. Oh, Lucifer's ice cream. Lucifer's yogurt swirl of damnation.
I would have said something like hot fudge or something like that. I would have said ice cream.
Well, I was trying not to be gross.
It's gross either way, let's face it. It's gross either way, you might as well own it. And make it make sense, and not be ice cream. Anyway, King of Kong.
Yeah.
Now that we're done talking about your burning anus.
Man, that shit sucked.
I bet. So, the thing that I just thought was odd about the whole King of Kong thing was just not. I mean, obviously the whole story was interesting, like how the whole thing unfolded. But I was interested in the light that it shed on this subculture of these people who really are just super into these old school arcade games. Like it, I guess
Isn't that interesting?
I guess it's easy to forget in like the modern era with video games having evolved to the point they have. It's easy to forget that those are still super popular within a certain circle, and that there's places like Fun World where it's like a major thing, a really major thing, competitive.
Yeah.
It's like a sport. That one guy said it was like a sport. And
Yeah, well,
we made fun of him when he said it, but
yeah, well, like I was saying, like here in Nashville, there's this place called the Cobra, and I used to work with this guy, and he used to build bikes. But
shout out to the Cobra.
Yeah, but shout out to Cobra. Rob, what's up, Rob?
Hey, if you're in the Nashville area, this is a plug.
Check out the Cobra.
They don't pay us anything, but we're going to plug them.
Yeah. What's up, the Cobra? They got pinball machines. They got arcade machines, like old school Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games, and like everything that you could fucking possibly imagine. X-Men arcade, all these old games, like what we're talking about on the podcast, or what we just the documentary
arcade games.
Just saw. Yeah. What up?
Is that the Cobra still?
I guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
But yeah, I thought that whole aspect of it was cool, just the whole subculture, and I mean the fact that they take it so seriously. I mean, it's easy to laugh at, but it's also kind of, I mean, it's interesting just to see anybody with a passion in something that you don't understand. I mean, things. Joe's on his phone. He was giving me a hard time for being on my phone.
I'm gonna see if I can get Rob on.
Rob
from
the Cobra.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, guys. We might have our first phone-in guest, I guess. Possibly. Might be Rob from the Cobra. Joe's on that. So I'm not going to go into my point that I was about to make because it might get interrupted. So Joe's on the phone. It's ringing. Hopefully they can hear that.
I'll make sure it's him.
I definitely would. Okay. Well, this went over like a lead balloon.
Leave your message for 205.
At this point, I would like to remind you to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think. I'm stalling because Joe's not paying attention.
What?
Pay attention. Alright, so Rob's not going to answer. We'll try to get him on another week.
Okay.
I do want to say that Lincoln Buck is not here in the studio this week. Unfortunately, I know a lot of people really loved hearing Lincoln on. I think Lincoln really is into these old school arcade games. Actually,
I'm sure he loves it.
yeah, he would. I don't know. He might be pretty good at them. I've never seen him play, but he's into that kind of stuff.
I'm going to.
He's a pretty big dork. Joe's still on the phone.
Got a bad signal.
Yeah, I
in
know.
here.
Because you're in an old house with a tin roof.
Yeah, I
and,
know.
And we're in the middle of a podcast, and
Okay, let's see
we've
here.
wasted several
Let's-
minutes.
Let's see if he answers.
This is why you should normally have your guests lined up before.
Oh,
Before
come
you do
on,
the-
Ratchet, you piece of crap.
Yeah, he's a piece of crap. If he's listening to the podcast, he knows that. Come on, Joe.
All right, what's next?
Well, we're just still talking about King of Kong. Trying to.
I thought we were done with King Kong.
Well, do you not have anything else you want to say?
No, I mean, Billy Mitchell's a piece of fuck.
I agree. But he no longer has the record. Steve Wiebe does. And he seems like a pretty stand-up guy, Steve Wiebe. What do you think?
Yeah, I like Steve Wiebe.
I mean, we actually watched him in the documentary,
Right,
like, set the record fair and square
right.
in front of a crowd at Fun World, which is, official. And then also he set, after the matter, he set the record for overall high score and high score taped,
Right.
which he did at his house. He has a setup in his garage that he spends a lot of time
Right.
playing on. Are you still trying to call?
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
welcome.
Okay, so we have Gary on?
Gary, you are on Matt and Joe's Media Overload
Unexpectedly.
right now.
Fantastic. You want my TV in the background as well?
That's fine.
Yeah, that's okay.
What's on TV?
Okay. What can I do for you?
Or you can answer the question.
Could you not be a dick?
Have you met me?
What?
I said, have you met me?
Oh.
No, I haven't.
Oh, well, Matt hasn't. So he doesn't know. So you can't do that until he knows.
So it's fitting that Gary's on right now during our video game episode because
Gary. Gary.
Because Gary is going to be part of computer intensive games when we finally get that going, as
Right.
Joe's mentioned.
Right, Gary?
That's what I told you.
Joe, let's face it, these phone-in guests are
Okay, so
this
Gary.
has backfired hard on you.
Gary, also, have you seen the documentary King of Kong?
No, I've never heard of it.
Okay, so have you seen in the news fairly recently that Billy Mitchell lost his record as being the number one record holder of Donkey Kong?
Oh, yeah. I think I heard about that. He did that, like, in the 70s, right?
Like 80s, I think.
82, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
I didn't hear that he was usurped, but,
yeah,
I know the record.
yeah, he was, and a long time ago, and he cheated.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
How did he do that?
Through an emulation. And it was on a VHS tape, dude. Like, if you've seen the documentary King of Kong, which we just watched, you're like,
So,
yeah, what?
no, I thought you were asking me to
Yeah, no.
documentary.
So if you've seen it, you're like, how the fuck did nobody else pick up on that? And it took them like 10 years to figure it out? It's fucking...
I assume that whenever he did the record that he was doing it in an arcade or something.
Well, Steve Wiebe did.
His original record that he set was in an arcade or
Right.
or at a competition.
Right.
But then his higher score that beat Steve Weeby's high score was submitted on a tape.
Right. And then this guy submitted this on
That
a tape
was the fraudulent
after
one.
Steve Wiebe set like this big ass record live on an arcade machine. Then
His original record was only like what 800,000
Something
some
like
odd
that.
points. Yeah.
and then Billy Mitchell sends this VHR tape,
VHR.
VHS tape.
What's a VHR?
I don't know. But Gary, like if you see it, the score's up there, and all of a sudden it just gets all like kind of staticky, and then it's like 1 million. And you're like, what?
No, it's all zeros because it rolls over. It doesn't. It only has
I mean, it
6
looks like-
X's.
It looks like bull fucking shit.
Who is the entity that credited him with the record? Was it the Guinness Book of World Records, or was it some
Guinness
other type of-
Well, it was because they got it
The,
from Twin Galaxies.
The Twin Galaxies.
Yeah.
Yes.
The guys that
But they are the official Guinness record
right.
people.
But they
I don't know what you call
like touted this dude like a god, and he's a piece of dick.
Well, I mean, it
He's a
sounds
douche.
like whoever was getting credit for that should have been, a little bit more prescriptive as far as how he's supposed to submit his evidence. But
Right. Well, now they got egg on their goddamn face because that dude's a bitch.
the highest Donkey Kong record ever is a pretty prestigious achievement. So, you think
Yeah,
that
it's
they
right
would've-
up there with the Nobel Prize and the Academy Award for Best Action
Gary.
Motion Picture.
Not to mention all the free sex.
Gary.
Oh, you should see this guy's wife.
Oh, dude, she has huge tits.
Fake, obviously.
He's got hot sauce. It's called Ricky's hot sauce.
Yeah. Why is it called Ricky's, I wonder?
I don't know. Probably because of
Should it be called Billy's hot sauce?
big boobs.
So when are you going to start recording your podcast for tonight?
You're on it.
Yeah, we're on it right now.
This is it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you're doing it right now, Gary.
Hopefully,
So
this.
have you explained to your audience what computer-intensive games is?
Yeah, we've.
Yeah, but you know what? Why don't we, since we've got Gary on with us,
Let's do it.
let's
This is-
talk some more
This is
about
the
it.
video game episode. It's not just about King Kong.
Yeah.
So let's go into that right now. Go for it.
Gary, do you wanna tell the people?
Let's hope they can hear. We're not sure that this is picking up.
I mean, probably not. I mean,
Yeah.
I haven't really talked about it with you yet, so I'd be interested to know. Is the title up for debate?
What do you mean?
The name?
Oh, I guess.
Sweet.
Okay, well, can you talk about what the fuck it is?
Surely. So, from what I've been told, you, myself, and Matt will be playing older computer games from our childhood, mostly in the 80s, I suspect, and into the 90s. And we will provide commentary for said video games, and it will be a swell time.
Well, you'll be playing the game. You'll be playing the games, and Matt and I will be providing the commentary.
Correct. And it'll be a healthy mix of comedy and gaming history, as well as social commentary and such.
Thank you, Gary.
Well spoken.
Yeah, we actually haven't discussed any of this, so I'm assuming everything that I just said.
That's right.
Yeah, I think it's probably
That
about
nails
correct.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty correct.
And we've got great personalities.
Except, never mind.
Joe, you're a dick.
Gary, do you like carrots?
No, I don't like carrots.
No.
No. But you know what? I'm assuming you assumed I would say yes, so I'll go ahead and say yes, so you can finish whatever joke you were gonna say.
No, I didn't. I just I was just asking the question whether you like carrots or not.
Okay, so yeah, I do like carrots.
Oh, that's good. What about Brussels sprouts?
Oh man, I love Brussels sprouts.
What about Brussels sprout salad?
Sounds disgusting.
Yeah, Brussels sprout salad is great.
Guess what, Matt?
The Brussels
What?
sprouts are good, where you cut them thin and then you roast them and then you put the parm on it.
Gary and I have had Brussels sprout salad together.
Amazing. I would love to hear about it.
Right, Gary?
I have no recollection of this.
We did.
You made this up.
No,
Okay,
we did.
tell the story. Make
So-
it quick, because this is...
So, Gary, do you remember the name of the restaurant?
No, he doesn't remember this happening.
Now, was this where we had the creme brulee?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Brussels sprout salad was amazing.
yeah. I hate Brussels sprouts, but that was pretty goddamn good.
Yeah.
So Gary came, like when I first came back to Nashville from Texas. He was coming to ride in the car with me to go back to Texas, and he came and spent time with me and my family. And we went out.
When you move, when you make it sound like I was riding in the car with you, it's like I had nothing else to do.
Okay. Anyway, so we went out to eat, and we ordered our food.
Oh my god, really?
Matt, shut the fuck up. And
Shut the fuck up.
we ordered our food, and after we ordered our food, okay, so for some reason I was
Did
like,
the waiter bring it out?
Brussels, I'm gonna smack the hell out of you.
Okay.
Gary, what was it? How did the Brussels sprout salad happen?
That last word didn't sound like an actual word. Can you repeat that?
How did the Brussels sprout salad happen?
I don't even remember. Joe.
Okay,
I
anyway,
think that- I
so
think it was on the
some
menu and we-
somehow it happened. We ordered a Brussels sprout salad, but then they were like, "What do you want for dessert?" And I was like, "I could eat the shit out of some." No, I could eat the fuck out of some creme brulee right now. And the waiter was standing right between me and Gary, and he was like, "The fuck?" Like I started laughing after I said that.
Well, I mean, I think the funny part was that your parents and your sister were at the table and they had some respect for one of us, and I think that they thought the interaction was odd, to say the least.
You don't think that's funny, Matt?
Oh, it was funny. I just...
Okay. So you guys get ready for computer intensive games with Mr. Gary Tomczyk from with Reckless Abandon, which I'm also a member of, and we'll have some of that going on. And Gary, do you have anything else you want to say to the folks?
Yeah, so I think it'll be a lot of fun. I mean, some of these games I've never played before, so many of these games you obviously hear of because, you know, back in the day, in the 80s when we were kids, it's not like there was 10 games that came out every month. So some of the games that we're going to start with is the Leaf Pursuit Larry series, and also intend to play our way possibly through Wing Commander. Where I think the way that we're going to do it is to go through some of the gaming archive sites where we can play that stuff for free, or I'll just get it through good old games. But it should be pretty cool. So if everyone can tolerate the 8 or 16-bit quality of the visuals at the time, it should be cool.
Well spoken, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
have you shared with your illustrious viewers when this is going to occur? Because you've not shared it with me.
no, we're still trying to figure that out because we're trying to figure out how we're going to get me and Matt on the Mixer channel with you. I
also
think
making a schedule for...
yeah, I think maybe we might have to get another account for Matt, or maybe however. I still don't know how Chris does it with his thing. Anyway, so anyway.
I think the best use of your podcast time is for us to figure out the logistics right now about any actual might have her
Fucking
subscribe.
shithead! God damn it, you're a dick. I'm sorry, Gary.
I mean, what you could probably do is watch on the TV and have a kind of like. You can do that. If you want to set up.
Don't you hang up with
room,
Gary.
you can do that. I don't think that makes any sense.
Okay.
We can try it over Skype.
Okay.
I
Okay,
don't know,
Gary.
there's
Gary.
things that we can do. You-
Gary! Okay, so we're gonna say goodbye to you. You're our guest for tonight, but
I
we're
cannot
gonna
believe you did not wake the dog up.
we're gonna.
when you
I
yelled
don't
like
know. The
that.
dog
That's
is still asleep. So Gary, we're gonna say goodbye to you. We welcome you.
Yeah, happy to join and greatly appreciate the notice before you randomly call me on Saturday night while I was watching Batman.
That's the best fucking time to do it, sir. Wait, what Batman were you watching?
Not Batman.
He said Mad Men.
Oh, what?
Season 6.
You're watching Mad Men?
Yeah, great
That's a
show.
good show.
Have you watched it, Joe?
Whatever.
Have you watched it?
Whatever.
You haven't watched it. So
Whatever. Whatever.
The character development.
All right. Gary, thank you for being on the podcast tonight. I will talk to you very soon about our computer-intensive games.
Yeah, very good. Nice
Okay.
to meet you, man.
All right. Later. Oh, wait. Hey, Gary.
Sir?
I love the this War of Mine, Little Ones. It's I don't know what it is about the kids, but that game is badass, dude.
What is it?
This
War of Mine?
yeah, on the console.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what. First of all, it's a good game. I mean, it's a management game. It's not like it's reinventing the wheel. But the way that they do it, where during the day you're trying to do the actual work on your house in order to, feed survivors and build up the environment and whatnot, and then it forces you to go scavenge at night. It has this cool, like, addictive property to it, where it's like, I just need to get through one more night and then I can go to bed. I've spent several nights where it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, I just need to scavenge some more shit before I can call it for the night, and then I had to travel for work for the week, and I'm like, I just got to get home to see if they've collected enough water for me to make the moonshine or whatever. So they do a really good job of that. Come back. It's a pretty fun game.
What I do is take two dudes and make them just like throwaway people, and then I take two people and they're my superheroes.
You cut.
All right. Well, anyway, thank you, Gary, for being on the podcast, and we'll talk to you real soon, my friend.
Night, gentlemen.
All right.
Alright, so to our viewers, if you're still listening after that, no, Joe did not accidentally leave the recording going while he had a conversation with Gary and completely neglected to talk to the audience at all. Like, you're talking about a video game and you're, like, during our video game podcast, and you're not talking to the audience at all. Oh, but thanks for that riveting Brussels sprout salad story. That was great content for this podcast. Joe, what the fuck were you thinking? What is that shit? We don't even know if they could hear Gary that whole time. I hope they could, because some of that was good. Some of that was
I mean,
good.
I looked at the wavelengths.
You could see him. Like, you could see him.
Yeah, I think he's
talking,
still in
yeah.
there.
So, why don't you talk about that game you were just talking about? Because the audience had, like, no context for that at all.
So there's this game called This War of Mine.
Little ones.
And it's a Little Ones.
Subtitle.
And that's the console version. They have it out for the PC, and it's called This War of Mine. That's it.
Okay. But let's talk about the
For
version.
for some reason, it's called the Little Ones. I don't know why yet, because I haven't gotten that far in the story.
Uh-huh.
But the idea is it's survival. You've got to build little survival things every night.
Post-apocalyptic survival, not...
And
like,
you send somebody out to go scavenge every night. There's another game that I really enjoy called Sheltered, where you're a family that's trying to survive.
Uh-huh.
And people come, what are you doing?
Playing with the markers. Well, don't shit on me for playing the bullshit you just did. Continue.
But no, it's a survival game.
Yeah.
Man, it's a lot of fun. It's tough though.
And this is Shelter that you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and also this War of Mine.
Okay.
To be honest with
Now,
you.
is Sheltered post-apocalyptic
Yes.
as well? Okay.
Yes. Well, and the thing about Sheltered is that the resource management's better. Like you can have like little water collection things, and you can survive longer, and people come to your place and all this. This War of Mine is more like you survive with this little team that you have from the get-go. So like the game that I created was you and me, and then we had 2 other just random people.
Uh-huh.
And so what I decided to do was take those 2 random people, and I'm not going to feed them. They're not going to sleep. They're just going to build, and they're just going to do whatever they can, guard, do whatever they can until they fucking either leave or they die. And then...
She's dreaming.
And then...
Leica's dreaming in the background. She's making little
she
yelping noises.
So, and that means that you and I can stay healthy and alive. Like, I don't use
See,
meds.
I address the audience. I don't
don't-
just forget about them.
I don't use the meds on them. I mean, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You and I, or...
You just neglect them,
Right.
like the audience.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Continue.
I mean, that's it.
Oh, okay. Here's one of the questions I had, like, watching you play this War of Mine. Is there electricity in this?
Yes,
What's keeping the power grid on?
We didn't get there yet.
There's
there's an
a
upgrade.
story
Mhm.
explanation for it.
There's
I thought
an
that
upgrade.
was odd.
Yeah, there's an upgrade for
Yeah.
that. We didn't get
Okay.
there
Okay.
yet.
It's like the guy was going to the refrigerator and stuff, and I was like, "Wow, must not be
Yeah,
too
the
hard to
refrigerator.
survive
Yeah,
if you
the
have a
refrigerator
working
works.
refrigerator."
Yeah, it's strange. The refrigerator works.
Yeah.
But
there's
there's
other
there's
dangers.
a few little lights that work on
Yeah.
the top.
Yeah, I thought it was odd.
Yeah.
I don't know much about the game.
I like it a lot. I'm really impressed.
Seems interesting.
Really impressed. It's hard. It's a hard game. And Gary was saying that too. He got the one on Steam.
Yeah.
When I found it on the console, I was like, shit, I'm gonna pick that up. And I thought I was gonna be playing as like kids, because it's this War of Mine, little ones. And I was like, am I gonna be a little kid? Nope. You're a fuck.
Well said.
I-
So here's something like we mentioned that we're going to be doing computer intensive games. You know, these video game streaming things are kind of popular right now. I would say a lot of people are getting into those types of things, and we're going to do it anyway. But let us know what you think. As Joe mentioned, we're going to be doing. Well, actually, Gary mentioned it. We're going to be doing like old school computer games. If I'm sure a lot of you probably had some experience with some of those. If there's like a particular game you would like to see us check out, put it in the comments. Let us know, because we're hoping to get the ball rolling on this as soon as possible.
I'll tell you right now, I'm excited to do Quest for Glory.
Yeah.
I'm excited to do Leisure Suit Larry. I'm excited to do Space Quest. I'm excited to do Echo Quest. I'm excited to do King's Quest.
A lot of quests.
Oh, man, all day long.
Quest.
A lot of quests.
Yeah.
But there are so many games in those series. I mean, we're gonna have. But here's the cool thing: is that those games usually only last about 2 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah, so we'll be able to cover a lot because they won't be a huge time
Right.
investment.
And you can finish a game in one setting, and then be done.
Yep.
So, will you quit playing with those fucking markers? I will kill you.
No, I won't.
You just knocked them across the What if you stopped the recording?
I didn't.
But what if you did? All right.
We can
anyway.
just start it back.
So, yeah. So, if you guys know of some games like maybe Return to Zork, Loom, I want to do Loom, Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis, and The Last Crusade. The Last Crusade I've never played, so I'd love just to do that on video-intensive games right now. I would also love to play You Lick My Pussy So Much Better Than My Friend.
Really?
That's a good game, too.
Oh, is it?
Uh-huh.
Oh, is that what's on your desktop?
Yeah, I think that's a
That
game.
link. That
Yeah, that's a game.
right here. Oh yeah, you got Leisure Suit Larry. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Hot Russian Teen Casting Couch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Little fun piece of trivia about this. Go back and watch that video during episode 4 that Joe did with, like, it's me talking during the recording of our Big Lebowski episode, and look at Joe's computer monitor when he zooms in on it, and you will know exactly what we're talking about right now. Little fun fact. Anyway, is that about it on that topic? You got?
Yeah.
Alright, so what?
So let's launch into something that I think we need to talk about. That's kind of relevant right now. Is
Recent
the
game
yeah
that was
it's
released.
Far Cry 5,
5.
or the or the Far Cry series, if you will.
Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about all of them.
Far Cry 5, I've spent some time with. Really fun game. I mean,
Oh yeah,
a lot of fun. I mean, I think you've watched me play it, yeah?
I watched and I got pretty invested in the story.
Yeah, it's
As I mentioned, I'm all about the story-driven
Yeah.
stuff. So
fun fact, I'm not one for, like, if you could ask Gary or Chris from with Reckless Abandon. I'm really not one to finish games that much because I get distracted. I go to another game.
oh really? You
But-
get distracted?
But Far Cry games, I finish.
yeah,
I finished every Far Cry game.
really.
Yeah. So
And
number
that's a rarity. You don't
yeah,
often do that.
right.
Oh,
Because I get distracted. Like, I'm just now working on Grand Theft Auto 5, the story.
Yeah.
After all this time, it's
Now,
it's so good.
Now I want to detour from that just a little bit because I did see in the news where Grand Theft Auto 5 has made more money than any single media title, not just video game, media title ever.
Not
Just
surprising.
For a single, like $6 billion,
Not surprising.
I believe. It's made.
Microtransactions.
Is that correct?
I can tell you right
Or is
now.
it-
I can tell you right now.
Or is it 6 billion units? Which is it? Is it
Dollars.
It's dollars. Yeah, billion units. There's not even that many
I-
people. I mean, there are that many
I'll-
people, but that's almost everybody on
and,
Earth. Yeah.
and the
Yeah, so
guy
it's dollars,
and the guys
yeah.
from with Reckless Abandon with Reckless Abandon can attest. I have personally spent, like, before I was spending money on rent, I personally spent about $400 on Grand Theft Auto money. So
Really?
I could buy vehicles and shit like that.
That is insane.
Isn't that nuts?
Yes, so that is
they made fun of me for months.
as they should have. I mean, that's crazy. Why?
I wanted the
It's
vehicles.
just an obsession.
There was a what do you call them? A Harrier. I wanted the Harrier.
Oh yeah.
There was a cruise ship, bases, all kinds of stuff. Like, I don't know, like
Yeah.
things just to make life easier in that game.
Yeah.
$400. Cha-ching! Done. Now they got flying cars,
Do they?
and I've not spent money on that.
Do you believe that's over the top?
No.
You know?
No, I love it all. Keep it
Really?
coming. They have said that they're going to shut down the Grand Theft Auto 5 servers, but I don't know if that's in, like, the next year, 2 years.
It'd be a little ridiculous if they did it.
Well, because Red
So
Dead
soon.
Redemption 2 is coming out in October,
Yeah.
and once that comes out, that's going to replace those servers. People aren't going to play Grand Theft Auto 5 anymore. They're going to play Red Dead. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. Everybody will play Red Dead.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. But on the flip side of that, I mean, it did just recently reach that $6 billion mark. I mean,
Doesn't
it's so
matter.
that, well, I mean, it shows that it's still incredibly popular. Do you think
Oh, for
the
sure.
entire fan base is going to die out?
Maybe
to
not.
go-
Maybe not instantly.
Yeah, that's why I don't think it would be wise to do it too soon. They should give
But
it
that's
some
why
time.
That's why they were killing it off.
I know. Like I said, I'm seeing both sides of it. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm seeing both sides.
That's the only fucked up part about spending any money. Now the one good thing about having it on PlayStation, if you have it on PlayStation 4, is that there is an ability that you can flip to where you play in your own little world, and you can do all the stuff
Yeah.
that you couldn't do in. Oh, hold on, we got
we have a caller.
a caller.
Hello, you're on the air.
Hello,
Joe's actually
Ratchet.
on the phone.
How are you, sir?
I'm not. This is
Hey,
on
I'm
the
doing
speaker
good.
phone.
Hey, you are live right now on the podcast.
Not exactly, because it's not a speaker. There.
Yeah,
There we go.
You're live right now on Matt and Joe's Media Overload.
Welcome.
What's going on? How's it going? I'm glad to be on a podcast.
Good. What are you up to tonight?
Here, you know what? What? Could you say it again?
What are you doing?
What am I doing? I'm sitting here on top of Mammoth Mountain playing a card game. What are you guys up to?
On top of where?
Mammoth Mountain.
What is that?
San Francisco. We're out here doing a ski snowboard trip. What are you guys up to?
San Francisco?
Where is Mammoth Mountain, Ratchet?
Manic.
Hello?
Where is that? Where are you?
It's a place outside of San Francisco.
Okay, that's
called
fine.
Mammoth,
Oh.
Mammoth Mountain.
Oh, okay.
It's a great mountain. It's out in the Sierra Nevada. It's a great place to come out, see the sights of the Sierra Nevada. It's a place that you can actually enjoy yourself.
Oh.
Come out here and snowboard, ski, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Good spot.
So we're tonight we're
we're-
talking about old school video games.
What he's doing is really cool. We're sitting on the floor talking about video games.
Yeah, what you're doing is really awesome. We're sitting on the floor talking about video games.
To our 11 subscribers,
Yeah.
or however many we have.
What's your experience with old school video games, Ratchet?
Oh, we're awful.
Man, I was all about the Super Nintendo. That was my jam back in the day.
What would you say is your favorite Super Nintendo game?
That's a good question. I would say probably Mario Kart. That was one of my favorites back in Super Nintendo games.
Nice.
That's an excellent game.
Yeah, it's a great game.
What about let's see. What about
There's even some games out there like Double Dragon back in the day, which were awesome.
Are you talking about the arcade or are you talking about the arcade?
I'm talking about the original Nintendo. There was a Double Dragon game that came out for it. Everyone played
Oh,
that
okay.
at the time. And I'll even go a little bit further back. One of my favorite games is Centipede on the Atari.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Nice. That's what I'm talking about, man. Centipede.
I used to spend like days out on Centipede, just sitting there playing for days and days
On Centipede?
on Centipede. It was the best game in the world.
You never told me that.
And I don't share everything with you.
How many years have I known you?
Apparently not long enough.
I guess not.
Centipede.
Alright.
What's wrong with you? I figured that's the first question I ask people when I do it.
Hey, Ratchet, do you remember Joust?
Yeah.
Tell me about Joust, because Matt doesn't know about Joust.
Joust was a good game, yeah. It was a fun two-player, You're always fighting against each other. It was a good time.
No
What
birds.
made you guys, let me reverse the question for a second. What's making you guys talk about old school video games? Where did this come from?
Ratchet, we've been doing a podcast for 2 months now. We do media types like movies, TV shows,
Okay.
all that kind of stuff.
Music.
I invited you to the fucking page, man. Like,
Matt and Joe's Media.
Matt and Joe's Media Overload. We've been doing this for 2 months now.
This is episode 9.
I didn't even realize that. I didn't even realize that was a thing. Holy crap. I haven't, if it's on Facebook, I've been staying off Facebook. I think Facebook.
Yeah, but we're on YouTube,
Well,
motherfucker.
he wouldn't have known that if he didn't get the
That's
invite
true.
on
Yeah.
Facebook.
Okay. So we're on YouTube.
Yeah, just type it in that search bar.
Yeah. Matt and Joe's Media Overload.
Matt and Joe's Media Overload. That's
Yep.
a cool name for a podcast.
Yeah.
Very nice. And how long have you guys been running?
This
I
is
just said
episode-
2 months.
This is episode 9.
Yeah, this is a month and a week.
Consecutive
2 months and a week. 2 months and a week.
Once a week you do this? Nice. So you talked about everything from music to everything. That's cool.
Yeah.
So, speaking of old school video games, right? Did you guys ever get into Pac-Man?
Yes.
Okay.
Right? And
Yeah.
so, did you think that the whole Pac-Man thing was a little weird?
What do you mean?
Like, it's like
The concept?
four ghosts getting chased by this little weird, or like this weird orange, you know? Like,
In the mouth, yeah.
you thought that was normal? It's just fucking, you know, who's coming up with that game? Pac-Man. I think it was like one of the craziest inventions for a video game, just because I thought it was like some random dude who must have been high, looking at like an orange, staring at it like, dude, what is this with eating fucking ghosts? You know? I feel like it was the only way you could come up with a game like that.
And there's fruit.
It's a Japanese game, so I don't know.
Did you know? Here's a
Yeah.
here's a little fun fact. Did you know that originally the game was supposed to be called Puck-Man?
Yeah, Puck
And
Man.
they changed it because it would be too easy
Yeah,
to
yeah,
visualize
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Make it, fuck man.
Yeah. But it's a Japanese game, Ratchet, so it doesn't make any fuck sense.
Are you saying nothing that's Japanese can make sense, Joe?
Whoops.
I mean, I'm sure that's exactly what he's saying.
That's what it sounds like.
That's not what I'm saying.
Well, you just acknowledged it as if that's what.
That's not what I'm saying.
While we're on the subject, does Donkey Kong make any sense?
Do you like Donkey Kong, Ratchet?
You should tell him what led into this whole
Donkey Kong.
conversation.
Donkey Kong makes complete sense. I mean, if I was like walking down the Congo jungle, you'd see like some apes throwing barrels.
I was walking down the Congo.
At an Italian plumber.
If I was walking down the street. Ratchet, that's a funny thing that on the podcast I always do. I'm like, if I'm walking down the street
And
and
Princess
this
Peach.
and this Princess Peach was wanting to fuck me. No,
No.
Like,
She says, Joe,
take me now. Yeah. And you're like, if I'm walking down the Congo, that was good, dude.
Well, there you go. Apparently, I've been listening to your podcast without listening to your podcast.
Oh, yeah.
We've had some guests on tonight.
Yeah.
That's good.
Good.
Anything else you want to add before you sign off there, Ratchet?
I think that's all I got. I hope it's been entertaining. That's it.
All right. Well,
All
we
right.
didn't mean to put you on the spot, but man, I appreciate you being
Well,
on.
thanks for being on, man.
Yeah, no problem. You guys have a good time out there. Talk about all those old school video games. Have a good one. Have a good night.
Hey, you need to come see me in Tennessee sometime.
Yeah, and at some point, there's a little off topic, but you know that Brazos is going down, right?
Yeah, I know.
Are you gonna come to that?
I don't think I can make it, man.
Dude, I find that to be important enough that I'm actually gonna go take that trip.
I know. I want to. Where are you at? You're still in LA, right?
I'm in LA right now. Yeah, well, at the moment I'm in Mammoth, but yeah, I'm in LA right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. I don't think I could make it, but I want to.
Yeah. You should try. You should figure it
I know.
out.
So, for those of you that don't know,
Opportunity.
the where Ratchet and I went to college, our dorm room is a really old building, and they're going to tear it down. And there is a petition for them not to tear it down. And if they do anyway, they're asking for all the alumni to come there. So, don't think I can make it, but we'll see. When is that happening, Ratchet?
April 28th.
Holy fuck. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to make it.
No, you're going.
Sure.
My boss is going to be in Honduras, so I won't be able to make it.
Gotcha. Alright, man. Don't take
My boss is going to be in Honduras, so I can't make it.
Keep on walking.
Keep on walking? God damn it, Ratchet.
Walk down to Congo or something.
Walk down the Congo. I love it.
Watch out for barrels.
Watch out for barrels.
Yeah, watch out for those barrels.
Especially if you're an Italian plumber.
Yeah. And the ham. Wait, what else are this?
Springs.
Springs.
Yeah.
The bouncy springs.
Yep. You can only avoid them.
Alright. Well, I will talk to you guys later.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Hey, thanks for being on, Ratchet. I'll talk to you later, my friend.
Yep.
All right, bye.
Well, that went well.
The only way you can have a guest on a show is just to surprise the fuck out of them.
That's the way we do it, apparently.
Just, hey,
Yeah,
you're on.
yeah. Just call them up.
Let's see who else I can call.
No, let's not, because we said like 30 minutes ago we were going to talk about Far Cry. And
Oh.
we have not talked about Far Cry. Put the phone down, Joe, for
Okay.
God's sakes. We're not doing any more callers tonight. We got to get to Far Cry.
Okay. All right. Hey, why don't we call who you've been talking to all day?
No, let's not. Let's just do Far Cry. So basically the setup of this game is that you are...
Talking about Far Cry 5?
Yes, the most recent installment.
So here's the controversy with this game.
Okay, so we're just going to completely shit on what I was saying. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go. You go.
Well, I was just going to kind of get you to help me out with this, but you're, what, police? Are you police or?
Yeah.
Okay, so
You're a deputy.
You're a deputy, that's what I thought, because they keep calling you deputy.
Uh-huh.
And you were coming into this area, is it the whole county?
Montana.
The whole county of Montana, yes. That has been basically taken over by a cult. A religious cult that is made up of a family.
The Seeds.
The Seed family. The main one, his name is what, Joseph?
Joseph.
Joseph Seed.
Good name.
Yes, he is brothers John and
Faith.
Faith, well, that's the sister.
And Jacob.
And Jacob, that's what it is, yeah. They're all J's, I knew that. And they have basically everybody in the area either kind of won over on their side, so they fight for them and help protect the area, or they're going around trying their hardest to kill and torture and win the allegiance of the rest of the area. And you're originally on a mission to arrest Joseph Seed, and which you actually do. You successfully get him. You take him to the helicopter, and his followers attack the helicopter. It crashes, and you are stranded inside this, essentially a war zone, and you have to basically fight your way through the territory, take out the different regions. Each one of his siblings has their own region that you have to liberate, destroy monuments, things like that, and eventually successfully release this area. What's the name of the county? Is it Hope County?
Yeah, it's Hope County.
Hope County.
And
release it from the stranglehold of this cult.
But there is a number of different endings, which I didn't know.
Yes.
I still don't know anything.
You
about
haven't reached the ending.
No.
Okay.
I've only beaten one county, and that's John's. which I would say is probably the first one that most people would beat.
Yeah.
He's probably the easiest.
Uh-huh.
So that's it.
Now, I know that one night I was here, you were working in the Faith's region.
Yeah, I bled over into her region for a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think I'm about halfway on hers.
Uh-huh.
Haven't touched Jacob at all. Although, there's a little...
Well, that's good, Joe. I'm glad you haven't touched Jacob.
I haven't touched Jacob at all. But there's a little area up at the top left that I had found out about on a YouTube video where I could hang out and kill animals and get skins and fish and do all that kind
And
of
the
stuff.
animals try to kill you as well.
Yeah,
As if there aren't enough obstacles.
yeah, but without really having to deal with any of those territory type stuff.
Yeah.
I got to do
I was just telling the listeners that they were aware that there are deadly animals as well.
So here's the thing. Far Cry 5, right? The controversy about this game is that they're saying that it's a Republican religious type cult. It's not that. It's just a cult. These people are just fucking nuts.
See, I haven't heard this.
No,
I'm not aware of this at all. So
none of that makes any sense.
Is this religious people complaining that it's is that what it is?
I think it's a little. I think it's
everybody.
everybody. I think it's a little of everything. You got religious people complaining. You
So
got
it's not
Republicans complaining.
Okay.
You've got just a lot of people complaining that it's but it's not. And even the developers have said
People are reading into it.
it's
the wrong way.
it's not that.
Okay, see, I haven't heard this.
It isn't that at all.
Uh-huh.
It's just this little area that's confined to itself.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. It's not the whole nation, believing in this shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a little county.
Yeah.
And then you're there to fucking
Liberate it.
make it right. So and that's what people don't realize. It's not like a nationwide thought process. It's just this this little consolidated area.
Yeah.
Far Cry 4. You're in the Himalayas.
Okay.
You got a bad guy that's fucking nuts balls. He is nuts. Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And you can beat that game in 10 minutes.
Really?
Yep.
Too easy.
Yeah. Why?
Now that's a criticism that I jumped to that conclusion, but you were saying that as a criticism.
Did you see me do it?
No.
So, in the beginning of that game, you go somewhere, and the main bad guy is, you sit down with him, and he's like, just wait here, I'll be back, and blah, blah, blah. So you stand there and you wait.
Uh-huh.
Just keep waiting. He comes back in 15 minutes, and then you win. Game's over.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's awful. You
get in a helicopter, takes off, everything's good. But you can play through the game and still win it. He's kind of ruthless. Far Cry 3, kind of the same idea. Far Cry 3, 4, and 5 have the same feel for the story and the bad guys, like how everything progresses. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let's back up quite a bit.
So you would say that at a certain point they adopted a formula.
Right.
And even though the stories are independent, they kind of stick to the same structure.
And I would say they started sort of with that with Far Cry 2. And I'll go into Far Cry 2 here in a minute.
Yeah.
But 3 I beat, 4 I beat, and 5 I'm on my way to beating.
Uh-huh.
Far Cry number 1 was a PC game. You were just a boat captain. Your boat got, shut down or whatever. You jumped down, and the cool thing about that game was just wherever you went and the guys came at you, you shot them or blew them up, they would fly. Like the ragdoll physics was what Far Cry was about.
Yeah.
And then as you progress through that game, you realize that they were trying to create like mutant humans. And then they came out with another game called Far Cry Primal. It came out on the Xbox 360. That's where you had mutant powers. I didn't beat that one. But they also came out with Far Cry 2, which had some of the best physics of any Far Cry game ever. Like you could shoot a tree and the limbs would fall off individually. And light it on fire and the whole fucking field would just ignite and keep going. Really, really good stuff. The only problem with that, a lot of people love that game. My problem with that game is you have malaria and you have to keep injecting yourself with like a medicine every so often.
No, that's something that is just a given. Like your character has malaria, and that's just
you just
okay.
have to keep doing it.
Oh, okay. So it's not
it's very annoying.
That seems like it would be.
Yeah,
But,
that made me hate that game.
It's an interesting
Yeah, but everything
device to use.
the like you,
Gameplay
again like you
device,
shoot trees, the limbs, like I said, fall down.
Real
the
world
flames.
physics.
Yeah, it all looked great.
Yeah.
And you know what? And here's the thing. I watched a comparison video of 2 and 5, and they were comparing, you know, what you did in 2 to 5, like shooting off the limbs of trees and all that. But you've got more going on in 5 too. You've got planes and, I mean, the resources have to be allocated somewhere. You know.
Yeah.
So you gotta cut corners somewhere.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, like, Far Cry 5 is a busy game.
Yeah.
Like, especially, like, very early on when you're, you know, you're, like, in that truck and you're driving and, like, people are chasing you and then there's roadblocks and you're shooting and then deer run out in front of you. like literally, a plane shows up shooting at you. Like, there's literally, it's going non-stop. There's so much going on all at one point. And, I mean, from what I've seen, that was probably one of the busiest parts of the game. But, I mean, the whole game's sort of like that, just not to such an extreme degree where you're, you know, there's threats everywhere, literally everywhere.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned, there's the animals that will attack you. There's the people that will attack you. There's boats and planes and trucks and cars and ATVs and all kinds of just everything just going on all at once. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. But here's what I love about this new Far Cry game, okay? Oh, and I totally forgot Far Cry Primal, which comes in between Far Cry 4 and this one, I think. Far Cry Primal is like you're like a caveman.
Oh, okay.
Sounds stupid to talk about now.
It does sound stupid.
You're like a cave dude. And you're hunting, and you know what? Fuck Far Cry Primal.
That sounds so dumb.
Oh, it is, actually. You know, I thought it was badass, like it
really makes you wonder what is Far Cry?
Well,
like, I mean,
what they were what I think they were trying to do was the like crossbow, spear, hunter-gatherer type of gameplay.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people like that. Now, so here's what I was going to say. Is in Far Cry 3, 4, and Far Cry Primal, I didn't beat Primal because I got annoyed.
But if you're straying that far away from the connected...
But in those games, you're gathering items to craft things, bigger ammo bags, better guns, better this, better that. I thought that was the most annoying thing on the planet because I'd have to go certain areas and have to hunt this and hunt that. Far Cry 5 throws that the fuck out of the window. Fuck you. I love that. And what they do is you have to just complete challenges with like weapons, like kill this many things with this gun, do this with this gun, whatever it is. You don't have to go and skin all that. You do have to skin some things.
Yeah.
But you don't have to do it to create ammo and new weapons and all that. Fuck that.
Yeah.
That pissed. I hated that.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around this Primal thing. I'm not like an expert on this franchise or anything, but to me it seems like if you're going to make that game, why even make it a Far Cry game at all? Why not
I think
just
it's because it was kind of doing the same engine. I don't know, man.
I mean, like if you're going, this is what I was starting to say a second ago. If you're going that far outside of the connective fibers of the franchise, what ties the games together, even though they're their own stories.
Yeah.
They have this structure. If you're going to make a caveman game, why not just make a caveman game? Don't call it Far Cry something.
Yeah.
That sounds ridiculous.
I mean, 1 and Far Cry.
I mean, that'd be like if they made a Rocky movie where it wasn't Rocky, it was actually some golfer, and he doesn't box at all. Like that's just it's stupid. Like.
Really?
Like it's going that far outside of the wheelhouse of the franchise. I mean,
and that's the thing. Here's the thing I can't figure out. Far Cry, the very first one was Far Cry. Hawaiian shirt, you're a little boat driver guy. Shit goes wrong. Terrorists are on the island. You start killing them, and then you find out that there's a bigger picture.
Yeah.
And then you got Far Cry.
Now that sounds very different from Far Cry 5, but the connective tissue is still there.
But then you got Far Cry, what was it, Primitive or Far Cry? Far Cry Evolved. That's what it was.
Oh, okay.
And then that's where you've got these mutant powers. Like as you go through the game, you get these mutant powers, like the dudes that you find out about in the first one.
Yeah.
And then
okay, so see, that's far-fetched, but still sort of in that same... Yeah.
And then in 2, it's you're in Africa. Completely different. You have malaria. All different. 3, you're a dude at a party with your friends. And then everybody gets separated. And then you got to save them, or they die, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And then 4, you're in the Himalayas, and you're you're looking for your mom or something, I think. And then 5, you're looking for your deputy friends. So every story.
And then in another, you're a caveman.
Oh, and then the Primal, you're a cave.
Which just sounds so dumb.
The game is actually pretty fun.
I'm not saying it's probably not a good game. It bothers me that you would even include it under that banner.
It is stupid.
Title.
But hunting like a woolly mammoth with your tribe. And you know that this thing could just kick your ass.
Yeah, that sounds badass.
It's pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet. But it's another game where you gotta find shit and you have to craft it. And for me, and I've beaten all the games.
Mm-hmm.
For me right now, and I haven't beaten 5 yet.
Yeah, I know.
5.
I know what you mean though.
5 is
the best.
The best. You get to fly in helicopters. You get to fly in planes.
I know you really like
you
that.
Could have,
you like planes.
Oh, god damn, yes. And your friend could come in, fly with you.
That guy Hank, he's useful.
You don't have to collect all the shit to craft the shit. You can fish.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Fishing is badass.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I like the setting. And the...
I like it that it's in the Americas.
Yeah.
Huge fan.
Yeah.
What was that?
Huh?
What was that?
That's timer.
Oh.
Yeah, that I forgot to start, so...
Oh, right.
It started late.
Love it that it's in the Americas.
I like that too. I like the whole... just the whole concept, the whole story and everything. I think the cult is really interesting. I like the idea. Honestly, I think it'd make a cool movie. I know that video game movies don't have the best track record for quality, but right people behind it.
You could call it Far Cry and do something else.
Yeah.
And it would be awesome.
Uh-huh.
I would almost say, did you ever see Hardcore Henry?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you
I
watched it
watched
here,
it with
didn't
you. Yeah. Yeah. Watched it.
I think a Far Cry movie, Hardcore Henry style.
No, that sounds cool. I can see that.
Do it first person.
Yeah. So
That's
it's
what
like the game, this
Right.
first person
Right.
point of view.
Right.
And
Because that's the way the game is.
Yeah.
The whole time. Story mode, all that
I can
shit.
get behind that, yeah.
Do
I
it
like
Hardcore Henry.
Yeah, I like that.
I think it'd be good.
Oh, we should make it happen.
If you guys have some disposable income you can give us,
Send us the money to buy the rights
comment below
to Far Cry 5,
if you know.
and then we'll get the funding to actually
Ubisoft.
make the movie.
Ubisoft,
I thought you
if you're
just-
listening.
I thought you said boobies soft. I was like,
No.
what the?
Ubisoft. Ubisoft, if you're listening. Matt and Joe's Media Overload. We'll make this movie for you. We just need the funding.
Yeah, we need the funding and yeah, we need
Who would be the dude?
what the main character.
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't matter since it's first person.
Yeah, but no.
Well, in Hardcore Henry, they used a stunt man. So we'd probably get a stunt man.
I want to use somebody good.
You want an actor
Yeah. Cost more, but it'd be worth it.
that would do their own stunts?
Yeah.
Tom Cruise.
Fucking rock and roll.
Do you think he'd be on board for the whole cult thing?
Hey, Tom!
Considering he's part of a cult.
Far Cry Scientology.
Oh, so put our own little spin on it, yeah.
Cruise.
Tom Cruise, if you're listening.
Tom Cruise. Let's go, man. Are you ready? Are you...
Who would be Joseph Seed? I kept thinking that he kind of looked like Matthew McConaughey in my head.
Yeah, a lot of people have said that, but I think it should be John Goodman.
John Goodman?
Yeah.
Well, whatever, man. I mean, I'm sure he would nail it. He doesn't look the part, but I'm sure he would. Oh, you know, Woody Harrelson might be a good.
Hell yeah!
Woody Harrelson should be the main character. Actually, he should be the deputy.
You know what? No. Woody Harrelson should be Joseph Seed.
Think so?
Yeah.
I could see that with a hairpiece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'll work.
Yeah, I could see that.
Hey, Jeremy. Woody Harrelson's going to be in our movie.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
Fuck you.
Yeah. In case you aren't aware of what we're talking about, in last week's episode, we mentioned that Woody Harrelson is going to be in Solo, the upcoming Star Wars anthology movie, and Jeremy did not like the sound of that, and I was offended, Joe was offended. Woody Harrelson's probably my favorite actor. I'll watch him in anything. And, yeah, so that's what that was in reference to.
Dear Jeremy, I love you, but...
You know, if he wasn't dead, Bruce Campbell probably would have been really good in it.
Oh.
Yeah.
But he's not dead.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's not, is he?
He's old.
Is he?
I don't know. So, what else we got?
I think that about wraps it up. We covered everything we set out to talk about. And apparently now we're going to make a movie. And we got to hear your Brussels sprout story.
Be ready for Far Cry 6.
Yeah,
Directed,
it's coming.
directed, produced by Matt and Joe's Media Overload.
Yeah.
Starring
Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson,
John Goodman.
Bruce Campbell,
Tom Cruise.
Bruce Campbell,
God rest his soul.
God rest his soul, and Jeremy Tidwell.
He'll be the first guy that Woody Harrelson kills. Nicolas Cage will be in it.
Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway, Natalie Portman, Jack Nicholson,
Hayden Christensen.
Ewan McGregor. The cast of the Star Wars prequels.
We've got them all
The
on
entire
board right
Samuel
now.
L. Jackson.
We've got it here live on record. So that's, I think they call that a vocal contract, right?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, vocal contract. So all these characters are going to be in our movie.
Yep. Sounds good.
So with that,
With that, I want to say thank you to all of our phone-in guests that did not know they would be participating in the podcast tonight. Gary,
Ratchet.
the other guy that you called that didn't answer, thank you anyway. Be sure to check us out on Facebook and Twitter.
YouTube.
Give us suggestions.
YouTube.
Guys, I'm telling you guys, they're on YouTube.
Subscribe.
Yeah, hit that subscribe button.
Fucking subscribe.
You see it
please.
right? You see it right there on your screen?
If
Yeah,
you
you're
have
looking at
a
it. Hit it,
Gmail
please.
account, hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost a fucking dime.
Yeah,
It's
takes
free.
Takes none of your time. Just
All it does
click
is just say, hey, Matt and Joe have another fucking video.
Yeah, lets us know you care. And we appreciate it. We really do. Yeah, and what else, Joe? You got your hands in there.
That's it. I just please subscribe, comment
Guys,
below if you know.
We really, really are serious. We want to hear suggestions
We'll
for
answer
future
every
episodes.
we'll answer every comment. We'll answer
If you suggest a topic, we will cover it.
everything.
We will cover it. Media related,
yeah,
obviously.
right.
Keep
Don't,
it media, guys.
Yeah. If you're like, we want to see what your feelings are
We wanna
on
see you-
the paint contrast of beige and eggshell.
Or we want to see you like act out every thing from the Kama Sutra sex book.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean-
we're not going to do that. Well, it is a book. We might have to do that one.
We'll do half of that, but we're not going to do the whole fucking thing. We don't have time for that.
We'll post pictures on Facebook. We're not going to waste podcasts on.
Come on, you guys. Let's be real.
All right. So, is that it?
I guess
Anything
that's
else you
going to
wanna
do
say?
us for tonight.
All right.
All right, and with that, this has been Matt and Joe's Media Overload,
I'm Matt.
and I'm Joe.
We'll see you next time.
Goodbye.